You can easily say it has not been a smooth transition for the Jackson mayor. More crises in 6 months than some mayors see in an entire year. I asked what he thinks is his greatest accomplishment so far.
I think we've done a good job. I think that we were met with, very big challenges as we came into office, and I think that our greatest accomplishment was putting together a team that's prepared to tackle those issues.
That team selection did not come without controversy. Police Chief Lee Vance stepped away after remaining in an interim role for months. More than 6 months since Lumumba took office, and the police chief's job is still not permanently filled, although he says that's about to happen.
Early in that first winter emergency,
his new public works director has been front and center during 2 major water emergencies and an aging sewer and water infrastructure that gives clear indication of more problems to come.
Our pipes aren't getting younger. Our pipes are going to continue to break because they are basically in a state like peanut brittle.
His administration recently tried to convince state lawmakers to extend the sunset date of the 1% sales tax set aside to fix roads and pipes. That measure was approved under his father's administration in 2014 and promised to voters at the time to be a measure that would end in 20 years. The House approved, but the Senate denied the attempt by the Lumumba administration to move that date back to 2050. The mayor says he wants to borrow money to tackle the city's infrastructure and still extend the date of how long residents will have to pay that tax.
20 to 30 more years or beyond. I will say that there have been 1% measures that have come since Jackson passed its that have no sunset date on it. So it could be in perpetuity.
Chokwe Antar Lumumba says the city will no longer release mugshots of people shot by police.
Effective immediately.
He recently made headlines when he issued an executive order that prevents police from releasing the mugshots of anyone shot by a police officer. There have been 7 suspects shot by Jackson police officers since he took office.
Worry that it creates an image that the police the victims or a person shot by a police officer is the one receiving sympathy, not the police officer who committed the act.
I don't see how putting up a mugshot either supports the police or goes against them. I think that in this day and age, when we have multiple images in a social media age that we can abstract on a person, then a mugshot is not necessary.
He doesn't criticize the police department, saying he wants to give them every resource they need. But he also wants officers to have more training in how they deal with the public and how their actions are scrutinized.
We're looking at the possibility of citizen review boards that deal with community sensitivity training for officers as they go through the academy, that deal with looking in our court systems, in our municipal court systems, so that individuals can make certain that the law is being disseminated in an equitable fashion.
The mayor says he is putting together a crime and justice summit for April 19th, a chance for the public to have input. Some will start receiving robocalls asking for citizen input on how his administration handles city business. In the studio, Scott Simmons, 16 WAPT News.